Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. People talk all the time about American values. Now, it's not just America, but in general, a national identity is really a fairly new thing in, you know, world history. The fact is, there was prior to World War One, there was basically no such thing as a national identity. It was basically national identity was basically a marketing ploy that was created for the purpose of getting people to fight one nation against another in World War One. Historically, wars have been fought over resources, not over some national identity. Um, Throughout history, what we've generally seen has been small city states or cities. Even now, you think about it in America, that people are competitive, uh, comparative. They identify more as uh, residents of smaller regions. They identify as being from a certain city or from a certain state, Alabama, Texas, New York, etc. If you ask 100 Americans what American values are, you're going to get 100 different answers. A lot of the time, this will reflect on things that they believe are in the Constitution, although even your constitutional rights are not really guaranteed. Uh, and we can say today, but historically, it, the rights under the Constitution have not been upheld. Do you feel like you've got freedom of speech with, RT America being taken down? Yes, it's RT, but it's RT America. You got Lee Camp, and you had Larry King, um, Jesse Ventura, Abby Martin, all these people that were on RT. There have been a number of times that I haven't expressed an opinion and that is against warfare, and I've been called a Putin puppet, a Russian asset, an Assad apologist, etc. And I've had Americans tell me, well, why don't you leave the country? Uh, you know, you go from we've got blatant racism and in the open in some places. Say, historically, we have, and still to a very large degree, we've got prejudice of, against religion. And we've got sexism, uh, prejudice against people with sexual identities that someone doesn't approve of for whatever reason. They claim it's religion, but their religion may not actually address that at all, or the religion says, love everyone. Well, that everyone means everyone, and that has nothing to do with sexual orientation. When we talk about, our rights, our freedoms, you get Alex Jones being taken down. You've got antiwar.com being taken off of social media. Right now, I'm in Facebook jail. the Constitution also included the right to own slaves. So the Constitution is a malleable document. Right? Far too often when we hear the term American values being used, it seems to be not a point of pride and inclusiveness to everyone in this country. And instead, it is being used as a weapon. It's being used for nationalism in time of impending warfare, the intent to go to war. It's used by people of specific cohorts to claim that their values are American, and if your views are different, you're un-American. You know, if you criticize the government, you're un-American, unpatriotic. It's used by capitalists as a means of praising their own, you know, hoarding of wealth. I mean, are American values really to have the largest prison population in the history of the planet, to spend more on defense than every other nation on earth combined, you know, a large and growing homeless population, you know, people that go bankrupt for medical bills, or tens of thousands of Americans dying because they cannot afford to pay for medical care. I mean, is it women getting paid less than men, minorities having a higher unemployment rate and lower wages than white people? And you pay attention when you hear the term American values, most of the time it is going to be a right-wing or centrist, well, centrist is right-wing, white male generally that is using these terms to try and manipulate you in some way. I would love to say that the term American values really means what we claim that it means, for us to have the freedom to express ourselves in any way we choose, and to, you know, just have the freedom to have, you know, our own sexual orientation, be any religion that you choose, you know, go smoke a joint and not wind up in prison for 20 years or whatever. That I would love American values to mean that nobody is homeless, no child goes hungry. Some people think American values is against higher education and literacy and other. You just hear so many different views on this. The ultimate fact of the matter is that there is nothing that actually defines American values. The fact that we can disagree is a good thing. The fact that we are being censored, silenced, the cancel culture, and so forth and so on. The fact that, you know, in some places, you know, Muslims are being targeted. Uh, you can absolutely count on it right now that people of Russian descent, even though they have lived here for generations, they are being targeted in this country. Define for me, tell me what you think American values are. Because the literal fact of the matter is that I just don't see anything that I can really define as American values, except for braggadocio, arrogance, the persistent, erroneous claims that we are better than any other country, the American exceptionalism and imperialism. Are these American values? These are not values that I hold. Do you? Most Americans that I know do not hold these values. So where the hell do they come from? Most of the time what I do, where people actually believe in this stuff, it is people of the lowest ethics and the lowest intelligence, the lowest education. That's what I find to be true. Anyway, tell me what your views are. Maybe my views are just way too dark on this. I've become very cynical in many ways. So give me your opinion. I would love to hear it. And, we need to build this country into what we were raised to think it is, which is equal for everyone. Freedom of the press, freedom of speech, everyone provided for, etc. This is what America should be. That's what I want it to be. That's a large part of what this channel is for, to try and head in that direction. So tell me your thoughts. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.